Hi, this is Andrea, the Sensible Lady. And I'd like to welcome you to Declare's Delight for Life. I am the CEO and co founder of Declare's Delight for Life. I put the sensible and sensible and help you declutter the clutter in your life. Tonight, it's about how to have a full glass life. I know we always talk about having is the glass half full or is it half empty? Well, I always like to think the glass has to be full because to me, having a full glass life means you got all sorts of possibilities no matter what's going on or what's happening in your life. And if you look at things from that point of view, then even though things may look like they're going awry or not knowing which direction they're going, then you realize that, as an entrepreneur, the one thing I'm realizing instead of saying that, well, I haven't got any money, well, that you start to think that, that you think that as an entrepreneur, that I will make the money that I need to do. And that's an important point about thinking about a full glass life. To me, a full glass life is realizing that one does have a full life. And if you've got a full life, you have gratitude for what you have. Warm home, warm clothes, family, friends, people, a job or a business or any number of things, or roof over your head. Or for me, it's just the idea of, we got computers, the internet, and all these wonderful tools at our disposal that, we take for granted, and a lot of other countries that they don't necessarily have. Most folks on the planet live on less than $2 a day. And that's not, to me, such a great thing. And they have to work out a living, having to do something like that. And, realizing that, that if you've got to work out a living on $2 a day, it's really sometimes hard to have a full glass life. But a lot of them, live in countries where costs for living are much less than ours, but they live on more simpler foods, they have simpler lives, they have a lot of things that are much simpler than what we have. And then they take a different view of things as far as beliefs and what they do and how they do things than we do here in America. And not to say that what we do is wrong, but sometimes we need to look outside the box and realize how blessed we are, and that sometimes when you don't realize how blessed you are, then you realize that when you are so blessed, then even though some things happen that you have no control over, or sometimes you feel like you're being rolled over by a steamroller, that really, you know life can, I look at things that I have had a couple things happen here recently that are, I should say, more of a nuisances, that now I look at things from a full glass perspective, that when, instead of saying, oh, that's bad, instead, you know what, I pick up a cleaning rag, I start moving around the house, I start looking at things I can do positive in my business. I start looking at things I can do that are positive around me. And that's one cue I'd like to give to you guys about a full glass life, is that when things seem to go awry, look for positive things that you can do that are around you that are simple to do. Even if that means cleaning up your room or cleaning up your house or cleaning out your car, or doing any number of physical things, because sometimes working out mental things that that are very frustrating, that are very make it feel like so negative that you want to curl up in a ball on a bed, but you don't have to. And when you don't have to do that, you are realizing after a little while of moving around that things ain't so bad, and that when you do that, you're looking at things through different lenses than you did. To me, when you look at things through different lenses, that sometimes, it would be like me turning around my glasses, and you can see me now without my glasses, and I'm looking at you through my lenses, and everything looks blurred. But if I turn my glasses around and put them on, everything is nice and clear and makes a lot of sense. And when things make sense to me, and that's why I like to come to you as a sensible lady, is that, realizing that I do have a full glass life. I do have a home. I am a homeowner. There are a lot of folks out there that rent and pay a heck of a lot more than I do. And I've got, I'm blessed, with income that's for a lifetime. I'm blessed, with, good food to eat. I'm blessed with good company I have next to me. I'm blessed with a nice doggy I love. And I do have friends. And I always, I'm also looking outside the box and making more friends and making different and more positive friends. Because when you look around at things in that perspective, then you are realizing that life is more of a full glass life. I'm not the saying that here to say that, just positive thinking is going to cure everything, but the one thing it does is put you in a different perspective. And sometimes things are all just a matter of perspective, and we sometimes have to look at things that way. I know for myself, perspective is a big deal on how I feel, on what I'm able to do. In fact, I fixed, for me, I am my significant other. I fixed a wonderful dinner of just what I had around the house. And you know what? It's better than anything I can find out there I could even try to eat, because I have some food issues. And that has nothing to do with a eating disorder or whatever. It's just my body having to have different nutritional needs and food intolerances. And you know what? I can cook a heck of a lot better than some of those restaurants out there. And maybe I'm bragging a little bit, but you know what? That's looking at things through a full glass kind of an attitude. And you know what? When I look at things that way, it sure uplifts me. It makes me want to hold my shoulders back and make me, see things like I've never seen them before. You know, I sit here and I look at you guys each and every night and realize that I'm hoping that what I have to say to you in some way changes you a little bit. I know for me that, you know, I realize that even for myself, that, it's extremely important to live one day at a time. And that's not always such a simple process, because each and every day can bring its challenges physically, mentally, and spiritually for me. But the only thing I have each day is one day at a time, one moment at a time. I look into my future and I do plan it. I try to have somewhere on where I'm going on my pathway of life. But the one thing I do realize is that sometimes, when things change or you have a course change in your ship of life, that you have to, kind of go along with the flow. But when things come down to it, when you're able to go with the flow a little bit more, life looks a little different, and you definitely have a full glass look at life. And a full glass look at life is sure a lot better than one that's got an empty glass. And I know for myself, looking at an empty glass, kind of like this empty bottle that we have here. And that's how a lot of folks look at things, like this empty bottle of stuff. And yeah, that's, a lot of what I drink. I don't drink soda pop or coffee or any of that kind of stuff, because my system doesn't tolerate it anymore, and I've had to let that go. And the only good thing is about, you know, realizing that I have to take care of myself. And to me, my health is extremely important to me, because if I have no health, then I haven't got nothing. And to me, taking care of me is number one. And being number one and taking care of my health realizes I can do a heck of a lot more than, what they say I can do. But, even that sometimes is a challenge. But even though one has challenges, doesn't mean you can't have a full glass life. Because I can even remember when I went to a pain clinic, I've seen a lot of folks who are in pain, not only in pain physically, but looking in their eyes and seeing the pain in their eyes, and and in their spirits, and realizing how different things can be if you can look yourself in the mirror and realize that even though you may deal with pain issues, how you feel about yourself and in your mind and in your spirit has a definitely a direct impact on what you're able to do in life. And believe me, I'm going to be taking a trip here shortly, and you will be going along with me as you have with other trips. And you'll definitely be seeing a whole lot of stuff of what I do. And I'm excited to show you. And it's going to be fun, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you have a whole bunch of neat stuff and fun stuff and a lot of full glass stuff that you may never realize I do. But I do. And I'm going to share it with you no matter what, because I'm always here for you, and I believe in truth. And truth is what I'm about, and being a sensible lady, because if you can't do anything else, then what's the point? And that's why I'm here. And I think that's important in today's world, because we sometimes live in what a lot of people think is as an insensible world. And in an insensible world, a lot of people look at things through an empty glass. But you don't have to look at things as an empty glass, but you can look at things as something of a full glass. And that's what I want you to think of. Don't think of this empty bottle. Just not think of an empty bottle. Because if you think of an empty bottle all the time, how does life feel? Does it feel so negative? Does it feel like you can go somewhere? Really, think about that. And, that's what I want to leave you with. What I want you to realize is that you have peace and tranquility and hope and love and peace and light in your eyes, and let you remember that you're not an empty bottle, but let there be a full glass in your life. And blessings to you all, and have a great one.